There's an exception to every rule, but generally speaking, console gamers use TVs and PC gamers use monitors. But why? Well, there's a few factors to consider, but the main reason why is because of frame rate. You see, historically speaking, both consoles as well as TVs could only do up to 60 frames per second natively. And honestly, for consoles, that was kind of pushing it. Meanwhile, on the PC side of things, PC gamers have been used to experiencing way higher frame rates for many years now. So they needed a display that could handle the frame rates natively, and that's where the PC monitor comes in. Typically speaking, a TV is going to give you a bigger display and it's going to give you a better image quality overall. Meanwhile, the PC monitor is going to fit more comfortably at a computer desk, and it's going to give you higher refresh rate with a better input response time. But the main difference between picking a PC monitor over a TV has typically been about frame rate. And like Nvidia likes to say, frames win games. But like I said before, there's an exception to every rule. Enter the LG CX OLED 4K Gaming TV. Consoles and TVs basically go hand in hand. And with the arrival of the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5, frame rates have gone higher than they've ever gone before. And TV manufacturers were forced to step up their game. TVs now need a way to natively capture 120 frames per second. And this is where the amazing technology known as HDMI 2.1 comes in. For the first time in gaming history, whether you're on a PC or a console, you can now use a TV as a gaming monitor without compromise. You can now game at a native resolution of 4K and a native refresh rate of 120 frames per second. This is truly a leap forward for the gaming industry. Now, full disclosure, this TV was not sent to me. I did pay for it out of my own pocket. And also, this TV is not the latest and greatest model out there. They do have newer OLED models that are technically a little bit better, but overall, this TV is still doing everything you need it to do as a gamer. I basically saved about $800 on the TV by simply buying it open box. So just because this is not the latest and greatest model out there, it doesn't mean you should discount it. I would highly recommend checking this TV out. So without any further ado, we're gonna talk about the specifications of the TV, we're gonna talk about the pros and the cons, and what it's like to use this as a gaming monitor. Okay, so from a specification standpoint, the LG CX is a 4K OLED display. It has 4 HDMI 2.1 ports, and one of those HDMI 2.1 ports supports eARC. This TV is perfect for the Xbox Series X, the PlayStation 5, and any PC that's running an NVIDIA RTX 30 series GPU or an AMD Radeon 6000 series GPU. Basically, if your gaming device has an HDMI 2.1 port, then this TV is for you. It also has built-in Wi-Fi and Bluetooth 5.0. The LG CX also supports variable refresh rates. It also has support for AMD FreeSync technology as well as NVIDIA G-Sync technology. Lastly, the LG CX has a 1 millisecond response time, making it perfect for gaming. Well, I was previously using a 1440p gaming monitor that can support up to 144 frames per second natively. But the problem with the monitor is that it's a TN panel. So that means it has bad viewing angles and overall poor color accuracy. Also, the panel is a LCD panel, so that means it has local dimming zones, and therefore it cannot produce a true black color. The blacks are more like a dark gray. As a content creator, I needed these issues resolved. I wanted to upgrade my monitor to a high refresh rate 4K IPS monitor. However, at the time of filming, checking Amazon prices, I'm seeing these monitors go from as low as $600 all the way up to $800 per monitor for only a 27-inch monitor. Now, if I wanted a dual monitor setup that was matching, which is quite common in the PC space, I would now have to buy 2 of these monitors, therefore doubling the overall price. I needed a way to get similar features but to bring the cost down at least just a little bit. And that's when I started looking at TVs. By going with a TV, I now get significantly better image quality. I also get a bigger display. Additionally, by going with this TV, I was able to get access to OLED technology. OLED is considered the king of display technology right now. And I also get access to all the gaming features that I would need and that I would get on any traditional gaming monitor, like G-Sync compatibility or FreeSync compatibility, and even 1 millisecond response response times. And lastly, this TV is a smart TV with all the popular streaming apps on it, and it has bigger speakers built into it than what a traditional monitor would have. So the TV is not only great for gaming, but it's also great for watching your favorite movies and your favorite TV shows. In short, the LG CX allowed me to get into 4K gaming without breaking the bank. By no means at all is this TV considered cheap, but when you look at the specifications you're getting for the price that you're paying, you're truly getting more for your dollar. However, this TV is not without its flaws, so now it's time to talk about some of the negative aspects of having this TV as a gaming monitor. So for starters, we tend to think that bigger is better, right? Well, yes and no. In the case of this TV, you are getting a bigger display for your money. And even if you go with the smallest model available, which is 48 inches, that is still a pretty big display. And for some users, this could prove to be problematic. 48 inches is considered to be small for a TV, but for a PC monitor, it's considered to be absolutely massive. This TV was way bigger than I expected it to be. I would not recommend setting this TV on your desk. Rather, I would recommend mounting it to your wall and then moving your desk back a few inches. Anything closer could prove to be problematic, not just because of spacing issues, but also because of health issues. Other YouTubers have complained about using this TV and then having headaches, and that's because they are sitting too close to the TV. So I would definitely recommend not doing that. Secondly, we need to talk about the elephant in the room. This is an OLED TV. OLEDs are known to have a pretty big flaw: burn-in. So while burn-in is very much a real thing and it can happen and it has happened to various OLED TVs in the past, it is also not as common as some people would have you believe. OLED technology is better than it's ever been before, and with the right precautions in place, I have a hard time believing that I'm gonna fall victim to screen burn-in. I have my taskbar set to auto hide, I have hidden all of my desktop icons, and I have a moving screensaver that kicks in after 2 minutes of inactivity. Additionally, the TV has its own features built in to help eliminate the possibility of burn-in. These features are pixel refresher, screen shift, and logo luminance adjustment. Overall, I'm comfortable taking the risk of screen burn-in, and I'm also comfortable making these adjustments to my workflow to help eliminate the possibility. Lastly, the main issue here is that this is still a TV. It is not a dedicated PC monitor. So that means you cannot connect your PC to the TV in any other way outside of HDMI. Sadly, there is no DisplayPort option here. Additionally, there is no standby mode. So that means every time you use your PC, you will have to use the remote control to turn the TV on or off. It's not the end of the world, but it can be quite annoying. Lastly, let's talk about gaming. So as I stated before, this TV is absolutely perfect for gaming. It doesn't matter if you're on PC or console. HDR gaming on a 4K OLED display is the most beautiful gaming experience you will ever have. Well, until 8K gaming gets here. The LG CX has a dedicated game mode, which is quite common for a lot of TVs these days. And this allows for the instant game response to kick in. And I can confirm there is no noticeable lag or delay of any kind when gaming on this TV. And I tested it with both a controller as well as a mouse and keyboard, and this is absolutely incredible because TVs are known to have horrible input lag. But with the OLED technology, the pixels can refresh almost instantly. Even if there is a delay, you are not going to see it. From a gaming perspective, the only debatable downside is the fact that this display is only 120 Hertz. Now that means you will only ever be able to get 120 frames per second. So no matter which GPU you have, no matter what settings you play on, your frame rate will never go above 120 frames per second. This is not really an issue because I was getting more resolution, better image quality, better color accuracy, a bigger display, and of course, I'm still getting access to all the gaming features like variable refresh rates, G-Sync and FreeSync compatibility, and 1 millisecond response times. So I was getting a massive upgrade in basically every category, and I was still keeping all the important gaming features. And the only thing I had to give up was 24 FPS. I have an RTX 3070 GPU, and I love the GPU, and it's a great GPU, but it's not the greatest at 4K gaming. So in most cases, I'm not gonna be able to play games at 4K and actually hit 120 frames per second. So for me, I got a little bit of room to upgrade, and so this TV is absolutely perfect for me. What do you think? Was the TV worth it? I made a community post a while back asking all of you if I should buy an RTX 3080 or if I should buy the OLED TV. And much to my surprise, the majority of you actually voted for the TV. I'm happy I listened to you because I absolutely love this TV and there's no way I would trade it, not even for a 3080, maybe a 3090. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that like button. It goes a long way in helping me out. And until next time, E-Rock out.